In the year 1206, a man who had once been a slave united the nomadic tribes of Mongolia. 70 years later, his descendants ruled from Korea to Hungary, the largest empire the world has ever seen. And almost everything you think you know about them is incomplete. This is the true story of the Mongol Empire. His name was Temujin. He was born around the year 1162 on the cold steppes of Mongolia. His father was poisoned when he was a boy. His family was abandoned. He survived by hunting rats for food. He was captured and enslaved by a rival tribe. But Temujin had something no one expected, a vision of uniting the peoples who had been killing each other for centuries. The Mongol tribes were eternal enemies. Mongols, Tatars, Merkits, Naimans, all locked in constant war. Temujin did something revolutionary. Instead of massacring the peoples he conquered, he absorbed them. He rewarded loyalty over blood. He promoted by merit, not by birth. In the year 1206, the United Tribes gave him a title, Genghis Khan, universal ruler. The Mongol army was unlike anything the world had seen. Every soldier was a mounted archer, able to shoot with precision at full gallop. They traveled light, with several horses per man, covering impossible distances. They used tactics that seemed like magic: false retreats to lure the enemy, communication by flags and messenger riders, espionage before every campaign. When a city surrendered, it lived. When it resisted, it was wiped off the map, a warning to the next. Terror was a strategy. First, northern China fell. Then Genghis Khan looked west, toward the empire of Khwarezm in Persia. The Khwarezmian Shah made a fatal mistake. He murdered the Mongol envoys. The response was apocalyptic. Entire cities, Samarkand, Bukhara, Urgench, were razed. But here is what few people know. The Mongols did not destroy for the sake of destruction. They spared the artisans, the engineers, the scholars. They carried the knowledge with them and spread it across the empire. When Genghis Khan died in 1227, the empire did not die with him. His sons and grandsons kept expanding it. They reached the gates of Vienna. They conquered Russia, Persia, all of China. At its peak, the Mongol Empire covered 24 million square kilometers. 1 in 4 people on Earth lived under Mongol rule. It was the largest contiguous land empire that has ever existed, and it has never been surpassed. And then something unexpected happened. With a single empire controlling all of Asia, the trade routes became safe. They called it the Pax Mongolica, the Mongol Peace. The Silk Road flourished like never before. Gunpowder, paper, printing, and the compass traveled from east to west. Marco Polo crossed the empire in safety. The Mongols, remembered as destroyers, connected the known world for the first time in history. Yes, the Mongols killed millions. That is undeniable. But they also unified continents, spread technology, protected trade, and tolerated every religion in their empire. History painted them as a horde of barbarians. The truth is more uncomfortable. They were, at the same time, the greatest destroyers and the greatest connectors the world had ever seen. The empire that began with an enslaved boy ended by changing the map of the world forever. If you enjoyed this video, subscribe to the Forgotten Stories. Every Sunday, a piece of history they didn't teach you in school. Which empire should we cover next? See you next time.